I'm Laura Smith and I'll be presenting AVID, Learning Multi-Stage Tasks via Pixel-Level Translation of Human Videos, which is joint work with Nikita, Dhawan, Marvin, Zhang, Pieter, Abbeel, and Sergey, Levine. In this work, we're interested in imitation learning, a setting in which we have demonstrations of desired behavior. Traditionally, the demonstrator is assumed to have the same embodiment as the robot, requiring kinesthetic teaching or teleoperation, methods which are difficult to use in image-based learning or entail considerable operator expertise. In contrast, humans are able to learn by watching others, then imitating according to their own capabilities. In this project, we seek to endow robots with this ability. We consider a setup intuitive for human operators and propose a method by which robots may learn directly from videos of human demonstrations. To utilize instructions from humans, we first turn them into something that the robot can learn from, by means of image translation. We then take important frames from these translated videos to make an instruction manual for the task. We train classifiers on these instructions and use the log probability under that classifier as a reward to be used for reinforcement learning. For translation, we build on prior work, which learns to translate between images from two domains, human and robot video frames in our case. Ideally, the datasets from each domain would be aligned so as to provide labels for translation, but in our setting, this will be very difficult to obtain in practice. CycleGAN shows that we can get a translation system without this explicit alignment through unsupervised distribution alignment. Here we show the data that we collect for our CycleGAN. Note that the robot data on the right is only collected via randomly sampled actions in relevant scenes. And the human data consists of demonstrations of the tasks we're interested in, like operating that coffee machine or getting a cup out of a drawer. Once a CycleGAN is trained, we use it to generate translations of the human demonstrations on the left into model-generated ones on the right. We can see that the model generates realistic enough images so that we can successfully use this to learn a reward function. Once we have these videos, we segment them into instructions. In this task, for example, the instructions are to pick up the cup, place it in the machine, and then press the button on top. Now, how do we learn from these instruction images? Since we're learning on a real robot, there are some practical challenges in applying RL, which we address with our stage-wise active learning procedure, including learning efficiently and with minimal human intervention. Once we've trained our classifiers, the robot will attempt to follow the first instruction using RL. In principle, we could use any RL algorithm, but since learning in the real world, we adapt prior work in model-based RL for its sample efficiency. If the robot thinks it has achieved its goal according to its classifier, it'll query a human. In this case, the robot did not succeed, so she'll provide negative feedback, giving the robot an additional negative example for its classifier. Now the robot should try again. However, providing manual resets in the real world often requires a human to physically step in, and this can get unwieldy. Instead, we have the robot also learn its own reset using the same RL procedure. It'll repeat this until it does complete the first stage. Then it'll go ahead and learn the subsequent stages in the same fashion. To see this in action, please see the website. This is the behavior learned by AVID on both of our tasks, and for the final performance, there is no human feedback or any kind of intervention. We compare to a number of ablations and prior work on both tasks. On the left, we evaluate methods which use human videos and find that AVID performs best. Specifically, AVID performs better than behavioral cloning from observations, a method that directly tries to imitate the full translated video, which suffers from translation artifacts and compounding errors from long horizon tasks. Our method uses segmented demonstrations to identify states that are necessary for success and incorporates retrying to alleviate these issues. On the right, we compare to similar approaches, but given access to robot demonstrations obtained via teleoperation. We find that our method performs comparably to, and sometimes even better than, behavioral cloning when given access to real robot demonstrations. To receive results from the other tasks, please refer to the project website. To summarize, in this paper, we propose a method for learning multi-stage tasks from videos of human demonstrations with minimal human supervision, using two key insights. One is that we can use CycleGAN to translate human demonstrations into effective robot demonstrations without using paired data. Second, that the stage-wise training procedure using learned resets and human feedback not only gives us more robust behavior, but also reduces human burden during the learning process. I'd like to thank my collaborators, and for more information, please refer to these resources. Thanks.